Good morning. So, do a little morning prep here. Coming into the day, obviously there's a nice trend day yesterday, which kind of trendy to what a lot of people would consider to be a P-shaped profile. This did not trade like a P-shaped profile. Again, one thing you'll get to know about me very quickly is I'm not very vanilla when it comes to profile. I'm very specific on what I'm looking for and how I'm looking for to build. This profile doesn't scream short covering at all. The early does, 100% the early does. A period, B period, C period. Most certainly looks like it's short covering to me. But once you get into this 0306 level again, which again, I'm still playing that level. I'm still using it. It's still effective. Really what you just had is you had a good battle between sellers and buyers, and the buyers took control. So now, as we get up here, I want to monitor what's going to happen. If the buyers are going to continue to be, somewhat aggressive, or are they going to get faded off again? Because time and time again, as the market has gotten above 0306, this is where the buyers start to really get punished, right? They start buying into strength. At which point the sellers are able to absorb them. And does it happen immediately? No. A lot of times, we get up here and it looks like the buyers are taking control, but effectively what is happening is they're buying into strength, into somebody who's willing to sit there and sell into them. And over time, they just create weakness on the buy side. So that's what I want to monitor for today. I still have my 27 level there. 27 still in play. Again, this is another level. Yesterday I was talking to the guys in the TradeUp trading room, and I said, the upside target should be your 27 level. As soon as you broke above 80, 84, 88 range, you have so much fuel in here to allow this market to get really aggressive, and then being able to find or effectively push against the seller above 0306. Again, your next target is 27. This is why I keep levels on. These are not buy sell levels for me. They're monitor levels. So if we do open today, and we open above 0306, I'm looking to watch how the market responds just below it. And it kind of gives us a cheater in the fact that, we have single prints there in C period, which kind of give us a backstop, something to look for the market to fall into, potentially find a bid, potentially trap somebody on the tape. At which point, I want to execute a long and then monitor that long for continuation. Likewise, I think if this, fails above 0306, especially not so much against yesterday's high, although yesterday's high is going to be effective, but really anywhere up towards that 27 level. So you've seen it happen before. It happened last Wednesday and then happened on Thursday as well, where the buyers just really struggle to get something above that 27 and get it to push to that 27. I want to start looking for the same kind of nuances to start filling in. Now, one thing I am aware of is there's already something different that's taking place, right? We actually put excess in here in the Globex session against 27. Instead of, last week, we really just found a lot of poor references, a poor high kind of over and over and over again. Which led to the liquidation. Well, now we put excess in there in the Globex session. So that excess to me completes what was this auction. And now we've fallen back into the balance side of this auction. So the market is technically coming in balance, in my opinion, above 0306, below 27, which keeps me super neutral coming into the day. Now, if we are to find a bid, like I said, which holds kind of the C single prints, maybe not even right to it, but holds somewhere in the C single prints against that as a backstop and finds a bit above 0306, I want to get long. I want that long up to 27. I want to get that to 27, 37 to see how far the market can push this. If they fail, I want to look to sell any kind of pullback towards 0306 and have that push me down to 84, 88. Now, if you're looking at this profile right now from yesterday, there's a clear and obvious swing area, right? The C, D, E, F, G, H highs, that was kind of where the sellers, immediately stepped in after the big rally to try and push back on the buyer. The I period blew a lot of those sellers out, and then you had more, support that kind of sat right on those highs, where the buyers continued to buy the exact same level that they had already fought over. That's a simple push into resistance, 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 take resistance, come back in K, L, and M, and reclaim resistance as potential support. Now, that's just a little nuance that I'll be watching for today, because if the buyers really struggle early on here, like I said, pushing towards 27, they should struggle somewhere in this upper range of trade. As I'm looking at my dailies, my dailies across the board, again, I never thought the dailies looked too bearish anyways, but we are back above our 21. We are back above our 50. That's important information. One thing I am aware of is this could easily be, the push up higher, the liquidation. Yesterday could have been nothing more than that relief rally, short covering relief rally, something like that in the early periods, and then trapping laggards in the later periods. So this market has potential to pull back underneath 4,200 and potentially back towards our 84, 88 level to find new support. I think, comes very easy to say any move towards, the low put in on Friday, or the low put in yesterday, I guess, in the Globex session is a buyable low, and it pushes right into major support. That 40-44 area is a big area for me as far as where I think stronger money enters. So on the longer time frame, I'm still bullish as long as those lows hold. Today, I would not be shocked to see some sort of light correction. It doesn't have to be anything significant. But when I'm looking at my, my daily profiles, what's a natural move to take place, right? A natural move is the attempted push and break outside of our balance area high, the retest of that balance area. We talked about this multiple times. I said this was exactly what I wanted to look for. Any kind of push towards 41.40, I thought was very buyable. I thought that took all these weak buyers out and gives an opportunity for the market to rally. Now, they need to have continuation, in my opinion. If they catch a balance day here, I think the odds will start to favor another retest again of that 80-84 area, if not a little bit deeper into potentially yesterday's low type range, and bring some of that inventory back into correction, and then maybe potentially take on off higher. Now, what do we usually see, especially in this market? Boom, we come into here, and then boom, 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 we just start to rally. Now, I would think, depending on where we open, an inside day has extremely high odds today. So I think that balance day is potentially there. And if that does happen, I think it gives us a great opportunity come Wednesday for a potential breakout to the upside or to the downside for maybe a real test of the other opposite extreme of this balance range. But until today trades, like I said, I'm very neutral coming into today. I'll be looking for a rotational balance day. And be looking to trade outside in, right? Trade the edges. Don't get too married to any one or two trades, but rather look for the multiple auction trades. And at that point, I think it sets up for a continuation, either higher or reversal back to the downside, using this as that secondary opportunity for the sellers to increase fuel into the market. So any kind of balance between 03, 06 to 84, 88, in my opinion, is very, very tradable. And like I said early on, if they're going to continue this on, they should be able to hold C single prints, especially with that 4,200 number sitting on there. They should be able to hold the single prints, and that should be the first test and the first target for the buyers to re-enter the market. If that fails, I think 84, 88, somewhere in that area is very high odds to come down and revisit, at which point I think it gives you an opportunity to look for and potentially trade a rotational day. So that's where I'm at right now. That's where my mindset is coming in today. Extremely neutral, looking for a rotational day. In that rotational day, I'm looking for, the value area to build somewhere between 03, 06 to 84, 88. If that value area builds there, I think it sets up for a great Wednesday. I would think the lowest odds would be for us to open and trend higher, or us open and just completely snap and come unglued to the downside. Now, keep in mind, there will be some speakers today. There will be some people who are getting on the mic and talking. But when it comes down to actual numbers today, you don't really have much. You have, Richmond Fed at 10 a.m., the man index. Other than that, there's not a lot going on besides some speeches. So I'll just, monitor the open, see if we get some trapped inventory, trade within my strategy, and hope for the best and see what happens. So with that being said, I hope you all have a wonderful day. And thanks a lot for jumping on. And if you're interested in joining, like I said, feel free. www.tradeuptradingroom.com. If not, keep watching the YouTube. I'll keep throwing some stuff out there, and we'll see you again tomorrow.